Hola my fellow Eurovision fans, welcome back to the Rock Pop YouTube channel, and we're here again for another Eurovision video as we take on part 2 of Benidorm Fest 2023. In case you missed part 1, I went through the 9 entries that will be taking part on Tuesday's semi-final 1 at Benidorm Fest, and today we'll be going through the 9 entries that are taking part in semi-final 2. Now in the first video it was fangirl central. I was absolutely loving it. I actually liked all 9 entries, but I've gone away absolutely obsessed with Agoney and Nocta. They're like the two that I have everything resting on, and I can't wait to see what happens on Tuesday. But we're going to leave that in the past because now we're moving on to Thursday's semi-final 2 and seeing what that has to offer. I always get so excited about this, but I'm not going to waste any more time. You know the drill. Let's get started. Okay, song number 1, we're starting with Alfred García. He was in Eurovision 2018 with Eaea with Tracción. I didn't care for that song. I thought it was a little bit too saccharine sweet, but now he's gone solo. So let's see what that has in store for him. Let's do this. I feel like we're coming in for another ballad by the sounds of this. I hope I like it more than Tracción. He has a really nice tone to his voice, I will say that. It's like crystal clear. Someone speak me through this outfit. He looks like a mechanic. Like your light is in the sky. Not wowed yet, but it sounds like it's building to something. I thought something was about to happen there, and it hasn't. The way this is going so far, I'd be very disappointed if this made it to your entry out of everything I've heard so far. Okay, we've got a bit of beat behind it now. It feels like it's picking a bit of energy up. Look, yet again, I wouldn't say this is a bad entry, but I mean, I feel like we've moved past like Glass Canto, and look where that got you. I feel like Spain can do more than this. But that's not to say that Alfred isn't putting in a great performance here. Like, his voice sounds great, it's a nice song. Okay, look, I don't like to sort of hound on people or be too negative. I don't like my channel to be like a hub for negativity. I really want it to be a celebration because I love Eurovision. I don't really enjoy this that much. It's not my style of entry. It's quite a safe, pleasant ballad. And I'm coming off the back of semi-final 1 where so many songs had me like, I couldn't catch my breath because I thought there were so many interesting entries, but something like this just pales in comparison, and I would be disappointed for Spain to take a step back into sending entries like this. Lovely guy, lovely voice, looks like a very pleasant mechanic who would fix your car, but I wouldn't like him to fix himself to Spain 2023. Okay, onwards and upwards, we're moving to song number 2 now. I'm hoping things are going to get a little bit better here. We're moving to Blanca Paloma, who was a Benidorm Fest 2022 finalist, and this year she's returning with the song Eaea. In 5 seconds, I'm preferring this to the last song. The vocals. Love. Ooh, I love her vocal style. It kind of sounds like it's playing with almost like Bollywood. Ooh, getting dark and eerie. It's not quite getting to a hook, if that makes sense. So this is the chorus. I like how it makes me feel. There's just something missing for me. I could listen to her voice forever though. There's elements of it that are really captivating, and it's very unusual. I really like this in places. Ooh, it's otherworldly though. I'm conflicted by that because it was very interesting, and I think this song really grabs you from the first minute right until that thunderous outro. It was quite a lot on first listen with not a lot that got stuck in my head, but I can almost promise you that by like the 3rd listen, I think this could be a favourite. My only concern there is that Eurovision is like a first impressions contest for a lot of people, and I don't know if this might go over people's heads. It's hypnotic, it's artistic, it's unlike anything else. This will have its fans, and it will also have those who don't get it. But I mean, that took someone like Jamala all the way to the win, so maybe this is the kind of risk Spain should be taking. I'm in two minds about this, but my main takeaway is that I really respect the art of this. And I think by the time we get to the final on Saturday, this will be a standout for me. Song number 3, it's girl band time. It's Eaea with Oof. The Spanish Little Mix are about to get me shook. Liking the sound of this already. This chorus is gonna bang, I just know it. Ooh! This is fun, this is cheeky, this is a bit naughty. Yes! I don't know what you're saying, but girl, I'm living. I love that. This song just took on a whole nother level. As much as it does feel very Spanish, I could almost imagine like Azerbaijan or someone sending this, or like, you know, Hurricane, like Loco Loco. It's giving me those kind of teas, and that is a high compliment for me. Hey, hey! Give me that chorus one more time. This is one of my favourites. I needed that. That was the adrenaline rush to really get me going with this semi-final that I needed. Absolutely love. I just love a straight up pop moment. When it's done right, it's done right, and Eaea did it right. That was a dance routine, that was sexy, it was sassy, it was full on. 100% going for it, giving it everything. I want to see this in the Benidorm Fest final. It's going to need a great stage show, so I hope the girls can dance, because I'm not having you just stand still. I don't know what these girls are capable of, but if this song is any indication of what I think they're capable of, we're in for a big performance. And I love girl bands at Eurovision. Hurricane were amazing, and as I said during that song, it was giving me Loco Loco energy, it was making me go Loco Loco, and I mean, hey, what is better than 1 Chanel, 4 Chanels? And this will light up the night, I'm telling you now. This is the energy I need it. Okay, moving on to song number 4 now. It's famous, and this is La Lola. That's so smooth. So like deep and masculine. Hey! Bring me to the party, bring me to the carnival. It kind of goes all in, but it doesn't like fully release. Okay, maybe it kind of does. This is another one of those songs that I feel is operating at 75%, and the production hasn't quite let it rip to 100. But I like it. There's potential here. It's giving that kind of like football stadium kind of chant feel. I feel like one of the songs in the first semi-final did that too. Was it Meles or someone like that? I prefer this. It is quite generic, but it's a good time, it's a good party, and sometimes you don't need all the bells and whistles, you just need a good time. Okay, so that didn't blow me away, and it felt like the 2.5 minutes, or however long it lasted, were over very, very quickly. The whole song practically just felt like a chorus. But it was catchy, it was fun, it was like a party festival kind of moment, hands in the air. I feel like the production holds it back a little bit. I don't feel like it ever really reaches like 100%. Like I was forcing myself to enjoy it more than I was, but really the song was kind of more of a, rather than a. This feels like slightly demo-ish, but I enjoyed it. I wouldn't be mad if it made the final, but I think there's better songs to win. Spain aren't really doing anything majorly wrong. I feel like I'm picking out the smallest of flaws in what is largely a very good selection here. Right, moving on to song number 5 now. We've got José Otero with Inviernos en Marte. I have a white vest just like that, and I look nowhere near as good in it. Ooh. Deep. His voice is fantastic. Okay. This is like cinematic. I really, really like his voice. It's elevating this song than if it just had anyone else on it. I'm not going to compare it to Jean's Tears because it's kind of nothing like that. But in the same way that like Jean's Tears songs kind of took you on a cinematic journey, that's what this is doing for me. The language has never sounded more beautiful than it sounds sang by José Otero. I really like how this song plays with like the soft and then the powerful. I wish I knew more than ever what he was singing about. I want to feel his passion because I can hear it. That sort of deep tone from the very beginning had me hooked. He really played with like the softness of his voice and then went for it and belted in parts. It really felt like it took me through like the rises and the flows, the peaks and the valleys, and really took me on a journey throughout the song. I think in amongst all of the up tempos that I really enjoy, Alice Wonder offered something that was very stripped back and minimalist in the first semi-final, while this is bringing something in this semi-final which is dark and dramatic, sort of like that kind of like Duncan Lawrence vibe of something that really like builds as it goes along and you're sort of taken on the entire journey of 3 minutes. José Otero, I don't know if he's a huge artist in Spain, but that's a voice that I can imagine hearing on the radio again and again. It's got a really timeless quality to it. Yeah, I would like to see this in the final. Okay, song number 6 now. We're moving on to Karmeto, and this is Quiero duelo. This feels a bit more stripped back after the drama of Jose. This is definitely different to anything else I've heard so far. Feels a lot more mature. The focus is definitely on her vocals and not the production. Ooh. She can do some interesting things with her voice, I will say that. I'll be honest, I found myself thinking about other songs at the beginning with this. It's not really engaging me. It's not very standard Eurovision, that's for sure. It's definitely a unique entry. I just don't think it's for me. I'm finding it a bit of a difficult listen. Well. Oh. All right. Okay, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. The same thing as I said earlier, I don't really like to be particularly negative on this channel. I think that's got to be the first entry yet that I would say I actively don't enjoy. I can certainly imagine quite a few people popping up in my comments as saying, but this is gorgeous. And you know, it has its own beauty for sure. Her vocals definitely do some very interesting acrobatics and sort of different things. I kind of felt myself like drifting into a different zone. Hand on heart, I was thinking about José Otero for the first 90 seconds of it. Best of luck. If this does make it through to the final, I won't be like, what the hell? What is wrong with Spain? Because everyone's got their own taste. This just isn't to mine. So there we have it. Okay, we've got just 3 more entries to get through now before I've heard all 18 entries of Benidorm Fest 2023. So next, we move on to the wonderfully named Rakky with the song Tracción or Tracción. I remind you, disclaimer, don't speak the best Spanish, but I promise you I'm trying. Hopefully, I love Rakky regardless. So let's go. Oh, I love her image already, so I'm rooting for her. I can feel this is gonna build to something fun. Are we gonna go up? Are we gonna go up? Yes, we are! This would make a very interesting Eurovision entry. This is fun. It's giving me like Charlie XCX, How I'm Feeling Now era. And that's a big compliment. Well, this is gonna stand out for all the right reasons if you ask me. How will they stage it? This will be interesting to see. The vocals are so like processed. Obviously that's an intentional effect. Will they be able to replicate that on Benidorm Fest and or Eurovision? The only doubt I have. Send this now. Come on, Hyperpop. Benidorm Fest 2023. You better fucking do it. What a revelation. I didn't see this coming. I'm like, what? Period. Nobody warned me that Hyperpop was waiting for me behind the doors of Benidorm Fest. What the hell? I am such a huge fan of like Charlie XCX, hyperpop, PC music like Danielle Hall, A.G. Cook. It all felt like that kind of sphere, but with like a Spanish Latin twist. And the result, something absolutely fantastic. This is going right up in like my top 3. It's up there with Agoney and Fusa Nocta. This needs to be in the final. This is so exciting. I love when Eurovision dares to step foot in genres that people don't associate with Eurovision. In fact, I've heard people refer to Eurovision as a genre before. It's just cheesy pop music. It's just cheesy pop music. It's such a tired thing for people to say because we've had so many different types of Eurovision entry over the year, but it's the same tired thing that gets said every year. But people don't realise that behind some national finals there are songs like this which you could send out into the world outside of Eurovision and nobody would bat an eyelid. They would think this is cool as shit. 100 get. Spain, you better get behind Rakky Ripper, because if I could vote then I would. 2 songs to go and I am alive. Next up we've got Siderland with Que esclati. I think that could have possibly been the worst pronunciation to date. I'm very sorry. I feel like I'm expecting something right now that's kind of like Imagine Dragons-esque. Whatever it is, it's gonna sound so much less exciting because it's following Rakky Ripper. This is quite good fun. I think this might be taking over as my favourite football anthem of the 4 that are in this Benidorm Fest year. Genuinely, I don't think I'd be able to tell you that this was a band if they weren't in front of me. I swear I've only heard one voice. Finding it hard to be excited for this, just because I used all my energy up on the last song, that this just feels a bit safe in comparison, but it's fun, I guess. I'm struggling to think of much to say about this. Like, it's not really eliciting much of like a reaction from me. I'm just like, yeah, it's decent. I guess I just have to repeat what I just said. I mean, I've just heard some much more interesting songs than this. Like, I don't really know where I would file this. It felt almost not up-tempo enough to party to, not down-tempo enough to be sad to, not really, I don't know, I just don't really know where this falls into. I don't know what mood would make me want to listen to this song. But it's fine, it's serviceable. Again, another fine and good enough radio song. This just kind of falls in the middle for me, and I probably won't remember it, nor do I need it in the final, but a decent job. Right, it's time for the last song now, the 9th of 9 songs in this semi, the 18th of 18 songs of Benidorm Fest 2023, and then I will have heard them all. So this is the very final song. We end with Vicco or Vicco, and the song is Nochentera. Ooh, it's the wolf whistle. She's got a very pretty voice, it's so clear. It's kind of like laid back 80s-ish. I was kind of thinking it was going to pop off more than it has, but I'm quite liking it for what it is now. This could almost go on like a Carly Rae Jepsen album or something like that, you know. You know what? This song, unlike so many before, only really needs like simple staging. It's very like naturally summery and breezy. I like the little touches they've got, like the wolf whistle at the beginning, like the hey, hey. Not everything needs to be sort of boom, boom, boom. We've got enough of those, so this is enjoyable in like a much calmer way. The key change, I'm sorry. Not the ending I expected, but the ending I needed. That wasn't really what I expected. That was giving me sort of like 80s and relaxed. It's facing a lot of crazier songs or big upbeat moments. We've got the likes of Agoney, Fusa Nocta, Rakky Ripper, Bianca Paloma. We've got quite a lot of those sort of pop entries that are doing a lot. And I feel like this is really simple but effective, and I love songs that really feel like a soundtrack to a happy moment, and that's what this feels. It's summery, it's happy, it's light, it's breezy. I don't know if this is competitive, I will add that. I remember feeling a similar way. I'm not saying it sounds the same, But I remember feeling a similar way about Andrea Mahe with Eaea for Cyprus last year. Sometimes songs like this translate better in studio. She's not going for any big belty moments. I don't think it lends itself to like crazy staging, but I'm going to try and put that away from my brain and not let it detract from my enjoyment of a song, because if you enjoy a song, you should just enjoy a song regardless of a competition. So great ending, love Vicco, love Nochentera. So that's all 9 songs for semi-final 2, and that's every song that I've now heard from Benidorm Fest 2023. And all I can say is I'm so excited now. I'll definitely be watching on Tuesday, on Thursday, and on Saturday. I cannot wait for my first Benidorm Fest because these songs are fantastic. Once again, 4 songs are going to make it from this semi-final. If I could pick my favourite 4, it would definitely be Rakky, Tracción, my absolute favourite. Then it would have to be Eaea with Uff. I don't know if this will make it, but love that girl band. Then Vicco with Nochentera. And then the last entry I'd like to see would probably be José Otero. It's between that and Blanca, Paloma, but I definitely feel like we need another male to join, and that beauty really needs to be found in the final. My favourites of the whole Benidorm Fest, my top 3. Number 3, I'm going to go for Fusa Nocta with Mi Familia. Number 2, I'm going to go for Rakky with Tracción. And number 1, King Agoney with Quiero, Desde. I do think that I will be rooting for Agoney on Saturday if he makes it to the final. So fingers crossed for him, but I would genuinely be happy if Agoney won, Fusa Nocta won, if Rakky won, if Vicco won. And the Eurovision fandom in Spain is crazily passionate, and I mean that in the best way. I've loved the support you showed my first video. I love the Spanish Eurovision fans, so they deserve nothing more than to keep getting great entries. And so long as they pick one of the many strong ones here, I think Spain are in for another great year, and I'm so excited for Benidorm Fest to begin. That's it from me today though, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed my reactions to Benidorm Fest 2023 semi-final 1 and 2. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. We've got so much more where Eurovision is concerned. I want to be looking at so many more national finals, and I'll be there when we get to Liverpool in May. Also give this video a like if you liked this video, and hit the bell if you want notifications every time I upload a new video. But for now, that's it for Benidorm Fest. Who are Spain going to send? Let me know down below. Have a wonderful evening. Adios.